Greetings, everyone. SyringeSoup here with a message to keep up hope that even in these trying times where firearms are scarce and just gone, that if you're diligent, you go to gun shows, and you go early, sometimes, you will find a deal. Ignore this backdrop. These are going to be on fire at some point. Don't worry about when. But if you're diligent, if you're paying attention, walking the floor and talking to people, sometimes you'll strike gold. Or, you can hear that? I apologize. Or, in my case, silver. Ignore this case. I bought a bunch of these for like $3 each. I kind of use them as gun socks. But look at that. Look at that. We'll check it. We're safe here sometimes. Look at that. Struck silver with this one, which I don't mind. It is a Smith & Wesson Model 60. Focus. 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 357 Magnum. Quite a powerful little snubby. Right? That's a large round. A large round for such a short barrel. Hold on. Let's measure that barrel real quick. I don't really know much about this gun. I bought it on impulse. I'll explain the parameters in a minute. Hold on. Let me get the Oreo cookie of measurement. So if we're not including the forcing cone, which I simply don't, we're sitting at about 2 inches. 2 inches. Oh, my lighting's terrible. 2 inches. However, effective barrel, I don't know, I guess would be close to 1 3/4. But honestly, let's just say 2 inches. Make me feel more confident. But yeah, we'll check it again. We're safe here. We're safe here. What a lovely gun for $200. How did you do it, SyringeSoup? How did you do it, you ask? You cry out, seeking the same deal, because these things retail for upwards of $600. Well, during these crazy times, I see them listed for $900, so it's like, I kind of want to sell it, but I got it at such a good price. And it's such, can you hear that? It's such a lovely, well-made gun. It feels so great. It feels good in hand. Nice and chunky. I'll just let you guys hear that. Also, you want to do that a lot because you'll mess up the little cylinder catch there. So, baby the damn thing. I know it's stainless steel. Just still baby it. Look at that. Or is it just a nickel finish? I honestly don't know. I think it's stainless steel. I love this revolver. $200. Back to the subject. $200 at a gun show. Gun shows that are notorious for either good deals or just ripping you off. And during this crazy times, $200. Well, let's get into that. No, let's bring this in for visual interest. There we go. So, we're about 2 hours into the gun show. I did my first walk. I saw a few things I wanted. You know, everyone does that. You do your first walk, you see what you want, you keep a mental note, a little list of what you're going to get on your second pass. They're all gone. All I could get at that point was accessories, ammo at horrible prices, and just dumb stuff like kitchenware, because, you know, gun shows equal kitchenware. They make money, so I get why they show up, but honestly, it's wasted booth space in my little baby opinion. However, I was at this one private seller, and the man next to me, private seller booth, and the man next to me is like, hey, I want to sell this. And I'm just kind of zoned out. I'm looking at a Taurus. I'm looking at a Judge, and I'm just like, can I justify owning a Judge? Can I? But in earshot, I hear the vendor say, the best I can do is $200. And already I'm interested, because like in these times, if I could pick up something for $200, that's a good deal, even if it's garbage. So I turn to the guy, and I'm like, what's going on here? He's like, well, I'm trying to sell my revolver, but it doesn't really work good. I'm like, well, what's wrong with it? And basically, essentially, we'll check it again, just because I love spinning this thick, weighty cylinder. 5 rounds, by the way. Make them count. Don't do that! It sounds cool, but that cylinder catch. Anyways, essentially, the hammer was sticky, and the trigger was not resetting. In my mind, I was like, that's a Smith & Wesson. I see those things selling for $1,000 all the dang time, any day of the week. $200 and like a couple $100 at a gunsmith to get it running again, 100% worth it. So I tell the guy, hey, skip the vendor, I'll just give you $200 for it. He's like, sure, whatever. So I buy it, right? I just hand him the $200. He hands me this. We'll check it again, just because it's so much fun. Look at that. Oh, it's so smooth. I greased the heck out of this dang thing. Anyway, so I give him the $200. We go through the process of acquiring this lovely stainless steel piece of beauty. And after the transaction's done, he's like, so this used to be my father's pistol, blah, blah. And he was just going over like a spiel you would get to get people interested into the thing you're selling. Like, oh, this was my grandma's car. She babied it. I was like, I already purchased this pistol. You don't have to sell it to me. You don't have to tell me its legacy. I can already tell it was a daily carry from all like, there's so many micro scratches on it. Oh, wow. We'll check it again. We'll check it all the time. So thick. But you can tell the finish isn't perfect. It has definitely rubbed against a lot of clothes. Has been cleaned by a lot of dirty rags, but I can't knock it. So yeah, I go home, and my immediate first thing is, because I have, the the sordid past of the RG-14, the revolver that was used in the attempted assassination of Reagan. I have one, and I had to do pretty much a full restoration on it. So I was confident I could get this thing running. If I had to spend like $200 to $300 at a gunsmith to get it going, then I would just kind of break like, yeah, that's fine. So I get home, I open it up. I open the poor baby up. You know what I find? Filthy. Just absolutely filthy. Right here. Just gunked up. I don't know where it was stored, but it was just grimy and gunky in there. All I did was I gave it a couple spritz. Let's see. I don't have my gun cleaner on hand, but I gave a couple spritz with this lovely stuff, recommended to me by a Mr. 8-Bit Bert. Really works great. I don't use it as a lubricant, I just use it as a cleaner, which it does great as. So I sprayed the cleaner in there, gave it a little bit of scrub with some spare toothbrushes, took out some parts, put it all back together, put more lube in there, and then just dry ran it. We'll check it again. We'll check it again because it's so fun. And I just dry ran it over and over again. Oh, that sound. Listen to it. So thick. And, yeah, she was good after that. Everything moved flawlessly. And then I took it out, oh God, it was not a lot, because like ammo's expensive. Like here, this 50 round box of 357 Magnum, look at that. Look at that. It's painful. $58 and taxes. This is like my third box. This thing, oh, she's a pricey baby. She's a pricey baby. But look at the size of those bullets. They are hollow point, of course. But I'm not going to load it. I don't want to risk anything. Testing my luck is not my game. Put about 32 rounds in it. Took it home, cleaned it, opened it up, gave another scrub, closed it back up, dry ran it a few times, took it out, shot it more, and yeah, check it again because it's such a lovely gun. She's just perfect. So be diligent, be aware. Like honestly, I didn't really know a lot about Smith & Wesson revolvers going into it. In fact, I didn't know this thing's model until a week after owning it, when I was just looking at replacing the grips. Well, the grip. Because, I don't know, I wanted something wood and classic. But this, like, after using this rubber grip for a while, I really grew accustomed to it. It's comfortable. Feels good. Gosh, she's such a lovely gun. And for $200, you can't beat it. I'm pretty sure people have, gotten great deals before. I got a Smith & Wesson MP Sport 2 for $200. It also needed cleaning. I will do a video on that if requested. An MP Sport 2 is an AR-15. But $200, some light cleaning, a fun experience of cleaning it, and look what you got. Comparable to that price, I guess you could get a Rock Island Armory M200, which is a 38 special. This also fires 38 special. 38 special revolver, you can typically get those around $200. Lately, I've been seeing them for like $240, $250, which is something I want to pay for them. I mean, I don't hate the Parkerized finish, but I don't know. This is way better. Way better. Muy bueno, as the French would say. It is just... I kind of want to polish it. That'd be the next journey for me with this lovely little firearm. But yeah. Don't give up hope, my guys. Just go to gun shows. Talk with people. See what's available. If you can clean guns, don't be afraid to pick up ones that are like a little grody. Sometimes, like, let's say the barrel, if the barrel has any rust, just no, it's not worth it. You're gonna pay over $100 for a barrel. An RG-14 barrel, that 22 long rifle revolver I have, you can only get used ones because of its age. They stopped being produced in the 60s thanks to that incident. Typically, you can get one of those barrels for $40 to $60, but used. One of these boys, $100. Like, I was gonna eventually, because this is a K-frame, from what I understand, I was going to put like maybe a 4-inch barrel on it. And I'm like, nah, get it somewhat more long range. But after seeing Hickok, Hickok 45 is his channel name, hit like a 50-meter shot with this thing, maybe I just need to get better. Because like I'm not having luck past 30 feet, and this man was hitting stuff 50 meters away. Not 50 meters, let's say 20 meters. Either way, it was quite impressive for a 2-inch barrel, and I aspire to be that good. But yeah, no, I went on a tangent. $200, all it took was some cleaning. Keep diligent, but keep aware. Rusted bulging barrels, not worth it. Damaged cylinder, kind of worth it. Trigger mechanisms messed up. Honestly, if you can get it for a few hundred under its retail price, 100% worth it, because if it's not something you can simply fix by either replacing a hammer follower or just general maintenance like I did, like you can see how grody the trigger is. I actually need to go in there with a wire brush. But general maintenance is something a lot of people don't do. So a lot of firearms quit functioning because of gunk. I bought an AR-15 for $200 because of gunk. It was an easy fix. The barrel I had to basically bring down to bare and re-blue, but it was still an easy fix. The RG-14 I got for $20. It was non-functioning till I replaced a lot of parts, but in total, all those used parts only cost me $60. So that was an $80 22 revolver with some history. So, I've been SyringeSoup. Tell me, what deals have you guys gotten at gun shows? Have I outdone you? Did I do you better? Or have you outclassed me in every way? Or did I somehow goof up by getting this lovely... Let's get the light just jamming on this baby. Oh my god, that did not work out. Focus. Either way, did I goof up by paying $200 for such a beautiful machine? I already checked the serial number. She's not stolen or anything. But, yeah, so I brought that up. The first thing anyone said was like, oh, it's stolen. I ran the numbers. She's fine. She's good. She's good. But yeah. Oh, man. Like, comment, subscribe, I guess. But yeah, tell me. Did I do good? Have you done better? Huh. I kind of don't want to sell her, but I kind of want to because of that gap. If I can get retail for her, which I can kind of in this situation if I abuse it, that's an extra $400 in my pocket just to clean a gun. But she is a beast of lovely intent. Listen to how just That might be too close. Either way, I'm dragging this on. Don't give up hope. Be diligent, but also be knowledgeable. All right? If you're into firearms, you should know how to clean them. Otherwise, you end up selling a perfectly fine weapon for like a third of what you could get. Like, I don't feel bad. He could have cleaned it. He could have cleaned it. At any point. But, I guess, sometimes it pays to get your hands dirty. I don't know. Is that a good closing? Maybe. Bye, guys. SyringeSoup, subscribe.